Adoor Gopalakrishnan is absolutely a legend. This is a filmmaker that I have recently discovered, and his filmography is continuing to impress me. Hi guys, this is Farhad and welcome back to my channel Popcorn Reviews. If you are new to this channel, then please smash that subscribe button now. And the film, another film from the Blast from the Past section, the old Malayalam film, the 1990 Malayalam film that we are going to be discussing is Mathilukal, which is also starring Mammootty, the legend. So, Mathilukal is essentially the entire staging of the film takes place in a jail that is there, and it is an autobiography of a man called Bashir, and it almost follows him at regular intervals throughout the film that is there. Now, Bashir is a very likable guy and forms a bond, but having said that, when you look at it, it is almost like a slice of life film that transpires in jail that is there. And it was a very difficult concept to execute, given also that it was 1990 and it was way ahead of its time, because almost nothing happens in the film. And at the same time, the film has a lot to say. Now, I've come to the conclusion that the filmmaker Adoor Gopalakrishnan is absolutely a legend of creating characters that are there. His characterization has remained solid in the two films that I have watched, and that is something that I see here as well in Mathilukal, which was such a interesting character study that was there. This character was not exactly happy in life, but he was not fully depressed as well. There were phases that were there, and he was somewhere in the middle of the spectrum that was there between being happy and being depressed. And I think this was a very different kind of a character, because in jail, if you see, people usually are depressed, or they are up to something naughty. None of that happens actually, and everyone seems to be such a good person in jail. They are either wronged, they are wrongly accused and put in jail, or some of the other reasons. The setting, by the way, seemed to be from the 1940s, in the pre-independent era that was there. And for that reason, I think this character remained a very different kind of a character in a very different kind of a setup as well. A, you can say an affable character in the setup of a jail, and I think that is something that was the character study that was there. Later on becomes slightly depressed, but then finds hope again until that gut wrenching final act. I think that final act, the final 30 minutes of the film, I think turned the film on its head to a very big margin. That love story that was there, it was almost a faceless love story between an individual and another individual, both of whom cannot see each other and still are deeply in love, but they don't get a chance to say goodbye. They're planning to meet, and it just doesn't happen that way. And I think that for me was such a gut wrenching ending that was there, perhaps the most heartbreaking ending that I have watched in recent times. And coming to the performances, I feel it is led by Mammootty. Mammootty is a legend, and if you have to, to understand the prowess of him as an actor, this is the performance that you would also see. There are three performances that I've watched: Thanya Varthanam, Bhuta Kannadi, and now this Mati Kutal. I have watched some of the other Mathilukal, but I have watched some of the others as well. But these three I am saying because they are in the same zone, so to say. Some of them were extremely depressed characters. This was somewhere in between. This was an even tougher character to portray, because he wasn't fully happy, he wasn't fully depressed, he was somewhere in between. But how do you show that? How do you emote that? How do you know how much is enough to show that part? And that is where the prowess of Mammootty, the actor, actually stands up. This is why that Mammootty is a legend, and I'm not just saying it just for views or just for fan service that I am doing. No, I truly believe in that. Why is he a legend? This is the performance that truly defines the acting prowess of Mammootty. He starts off as such an affable character, very charming, even in the setup of the jail that is there. He wins everyone over. He wants everyone to move forward with him. He's a writer himself. It is an autobiography, remember that. So he cannot overtly improvise also. He's very well within himself, but very affable. Slowly, as the film gradually moves ahead, his mental health keeps on deteriorating, but not up to a point of a breakup. It is almost like someone is giving him a hope but then taking it away immediately, thereby just making him a little mentally disturbed, until he finds hope in the final 30 minutes of the film, when he falls in love with a faceless woman whose only voice he can hear. And that exchange that is there, that is so unfiltered, it is almost raw to a point of objectifying or sexualizing the other person, but it was still an emotional connect that you were feeling with the characters, with the two characters that are there, one of them which was faceless, which is why Adoor Gopalakrishnan also deserves a whole lot of credit for this kind of a portrayal of romance that is there, which I have not seen very often on celluloid across the industries globally. Now, when it comes to the final 30 minutes and you see almost like hope being away, the switch in the character also is that he wishes to escape. Okay, there's a point where he's narrating that he wishes for rain to fall, where he can actually plan his escape that is there. And after falling in love, he gets to that point. There is a day that it rains, but he does not escape. But as fate would have it, he would actually go out and be free on the day when the two lovers were planning to meet. So he doesn't get to say goodbye. And I can never forget the eyes of Mammootty. I think the eyes of Mammootty, there is a separate occasion for every film as far as his eyes are concerned. Even as far as the recent film Ram Yugam is concerned, he uses his eyes such beautifully, and that final shot that is there, I am absolutely floored by his performance. It was a memorable, I think one of the top 25 performances, I would say, in probably of all times. I would say this performance and Mohanlal's performance in Tanmatra, I think these were two highly difficult characters. I would also add Anthony Hopkins from The Father in that list that is there. It was that kind of a performance, and absolutely honored to be watching these films and reviewing them. Glad to be born in the Mammootty era, although generations apart, but I'm at least getting to watch some of his brilliant films that are there. And thank you so much for the continued recommendation. By the way, Mathilukal means the walls. It's translated into walls, which was pretty much the entire film. It was set in a prison. So thank you so much for the recommendation. Also, let me know in the comments on what did you make of the film. I know most of you all have already watched it, and so please let me know what did you make of it. Also, keep throwing in your recommendations. My spreadsheet is filled with all of them. I promise I will get to them as and when I get time. I am picking a film a day as and when I can, and I am reviewing it. So yeah, so if you're liking this video, please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, press that bell icon, share this video with your friends and family. I see many people not subscribing to the channel. Please subscribe to the channel. Also, visit my site Popcorn Reviews with a double S. I have just put out the review of Panchayat season 3, so you may want to check that out, the link of which is in the description box below. Do visit that. Also follow me on different social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and Letterboxd. I do not end up making a video on everything that I write, but I do everything that I watch, but I do write a lot. All information is present on my site and on my social media handles, all details in the description box. I'll see you again soon with another video. Till then, keep the recommendations coming and let's open a healthy discussion and grow this little Digi family together. Once again, thank you so much for all your recommendations. I'll see you again soon with another video. Till then, take care of yourselves and thank you so much for your love and support. Cheers.